The Reverend A.D. Williams King was born in 1930 to Dr. and Mrs. Martin Luther King Sr.
All of a sudden, I looked at my picture window and I noticed it had begun to crack. I didn't hear anything, I didn't see anything, but I noticed my picture window began to crack. And simultaneously, my husband came up from the bedroom, and by the time we got to the middle of our home, the second bomb hit.
World War II veteran named Roosevelt Tatum, who introduced himself, said he lived in the neighborhood and asked if he could come in. He would like to talk with them.
Martin Luther King Jr. believed in nonviolence. He did love his neighbor as himself.
I'm proud of the fact that we have people like A.D. and others in the movement who gave their lives and their capacity for thought and perspective and vision to the movement.
And I think that it would be good for America and the world to see what he was able to accomplish with the help of God in his own right.
Like his brother and other members of his family, was deeply committed to end segregation.
He was more radical than what you would think.
A.D. was just as important as ML.
That danger and death were lurking in the shadows.
He was under constant threat. People were continuing to say, we got your brother, we're gonna get you.
So I have left yet something that you can't take away, still left with me, faith, hope, love.
I know what I heard, and I ain't gonna dispute nobody, I ain't gonna debate nobody. The emergency worker said, ain't no water in his lungs. He was dead before he hit the water. And I said, what?
Most disturbing thing to me, how a drowned man didn't have no water in his lungs.
Many people at the time that my father, Reverend A.D. King, died, expressed doubts that it was accidental. The very first reports, they tried to say that Dad had committed suicide.
There was a swimming pool in the backyard. And of course, at that particular time, I was a little afraid of water. I was only 6 years of age, and Uncle A.D. was a very good swimmer.
It's good for us as a family to kind of reflect back on this. We've lived with this and we've known it, but it's good to kind of pull it off the shelf.
They were determined and committed to a cause, and they were willing to pay the ultimate price.
He was at every mass meeting. His church was one of the churches that ended up as a headquarters, not only for voter registration and for demonstrations, but for training young people. So he was right in the middle of all of the movement activity and one of the real leaders.
There would be no possible, as we're filming this, black president had there not been an A.D. King, had there not been these men and women who were willing to lay their lives on the line.
Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And nothing is more frustrating than to try to push forth an idea whose time has not come. So we've talked about running for political office. Here we are in 2008, talking about electing a black president. I mean, sure enough.
All I can say to you all that don't know A.D., what a man, what a man, what a mighty man.
There is no doubt in my mind that the system killed my beloved husband, the Reverend A.D. Williams King.